Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
More like Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda It has its own time frame. We're reading from the Madhya Lila, chapter 20, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. We've reached text number 336. In the Dwapara Yuga, the people's occupational duty was to worship the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, Lord Krishna, appearing in a blackish body, personally induced people to worship him. In Dwapara Yuga, the personality of Godhead appeared in a blackish hue. He is dressed in yellow. He holds his own weapons, and he is decorated with the Kaustuba jewel and the mark of Srivatsa. This is how his symptoms are described. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.27. The Shyama color is not exactly blackish. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur compares it to the color of the Atasi flower. It is not that Lord Krishna himself appears in a blackish color in all the Dwapara Yugas. In other Dwapara Yugas previous to Lord Krishna's appearance, the Supreme Lord appeared in a greenish body by his own personal expansion. This is mentioned in the Vishnu Purana, Harivamsha, and Mahabharata. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, expanded as Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. This is a prayer from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.29, spoken by Karabhajana Muni when he was questioned by Maharaj Nimi, the king of Videha, about the incarnations in specific yugas and their method of worship. Karabhajana Muni was one of the 9 Yogendras, and he met the king to inform him about future incarnations. By this mantra, the people worship Lord Krishna in Dwapara Yuga. In Kali Yuga, the occupational duty of the people is to chant congregationally the holy name of Krishna. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 12.351, Kalir dosha nidhe rajan astihi ko mahadgunaha, mahanguna, kirtana eva krishnasya mukta bandha param vrajat. My dear king, although Kali Yuga is full of faults, there is still one good quality about this age. It is that simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, one can become free from material bondage and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom. Thus in Kali Yuga, one worships Lord Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. To propagate this movement, Lord Krishna personally appeared as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is described in the following verse. In the age of Kali, Lord Krishna assumes a golden color and, accompanied by his personal devotees, introduces Harinam Sankirtan, the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. By this process, he delivers love for Krishna to the general populace. Lord Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, personally introduces the occupational duty of the age of Kali. He personally chants and dances in ecstatic love, and thus the entire world chants congregationally. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. From Srimad Bhagavatam 11.532. In the other three yugas, Satya, Treta, Dwapara, people perform different types of spiritual activities. Whatever results they achieve in that way, they can achieve in Kali Yuga simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. My dear King, although Kali Yuga is full of faults, there is still one good quality about this age. It is that simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, Maha Mantra, one can become free from material bondage and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom. Whatever result was obtained in Satya Yuga by meditating on Vishnu in Treta Yuga by performing sacrifice, and in Dwapara Yuga by serving the Lord's lotus feet, can also be obtained in Kali Yuga simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This verse is quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam 12.352. At the present moment in Kali Yuga, there are many false meditators who concoct some imaginary form and try to meditate upon it. It has become fashionable to meditate, but people know nothing about the object of meditation. That is explained here. Yadhyayato Vishnum. One has to meditate upon Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna. Without referring to the Shastras, so-called meditators aim at impersonal objects. Lord Krishna has condemned them in the Bhagavad Gita. Klesho dikartaraste sham, avyakta sakta chetasam, avyakta hi gatir tukam tehavadbir avapyate. For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. Not knowing how to meditate, foolish people simply suffer, and there is no benefit derived from their spiritual activities. The same idea expressed in this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam can be found in the following verse from the Vishnu Purana, Padma Purana, and Brihanaradiya Purana. Quote, whatever is achieved by meditation in Satya Yuga by the performance of Yajna in Treta Yuga, or by the worship of Krishna's lotus feet in Dwapara Yuga, is also obtained in the age of Kali simply by chanting the glories of Lord Keshava. Kalim sabhajayat yarya guna gyasarabhagina yatra sankirtane naiva sarvaswarto bilabhyate. Those who are advanced and highly qualified and are interested in the essence of life know the good qualities of Kali Yuga. Such people worship the age of Kali because in this age one can advance in spiritual knowledge and attain life's goal simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. When you wake up in the morning, you say, Hallelujah, it's Kali Yuga. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.536, spoken by the great sage Karabhajana Rishi, one of the 9 Yogendras. The sage was informing Maharaj Nimi about the people's duty to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead according to different processes in different yugas. As stated before, when I described the incarnations of the material modes, guna avatars, one should consider that these incarnations also are unlimited and that no one can count them. Thus, I have given a description of the incarnations of the 4 different yugas. After hearing all this, Sanatana Goswami gave an indirect hint to the Lord. Sanatana Goswami had been a minister under Nawab Hussain Shah, and he was undoubtedly as intelligent as Brihaspati, the chief priest of the heavenly kingdom. Due to the Lord's unlimited mercy, Sanatana Goswami questioned him without hesitation. Sanatana Goswami said, I am a very insignificant living entity. I am low and poorly behaved. How can I understand who is the incarnation for this age of Kali? This verse is very important in reference to the incarnations of God. At present, there are especially many rascals prevalent in India who proclaim themselves incarnations of God or goddesses. Thus, they are fooling them and bluffing foolish people. On behalf of the general populace, Sanatana Goswami presented himself as a foolish, low-born, poorly behaved person, although he was a most exalted personality. Inferior people cannot accept the real God, yet they are very eager to accept an imitation God who can simply bluff foolish people. All this is going on in this age of Kali. To guide these foolish people, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu answers the question as follows. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, as in other ages, an incarnation is accepted according to the directions of the Shastras. In this age of Kali, an incarnation of God should be accepted in that way. According to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is the way an incarnation should be accepted. Srila Narottam Das Thakur says, Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya Chitete Korya Aikya. One should accept a thing as genuine by studying the words of saintly people, the spiritual master and the Shastra. The actual center is the Shastra, the revealed scripture. If a spiritual master does not speak according to the revealed scripture, he is not to be accepted. Similarly, if a saintly person does not speak according to the Shastra, he is not a saintly person. The Shastra is the center for all. Unfortunately, at the present moment, people do not refer to the Shastras. Therefore, they accept rascals as incarnations, and consequently, they have made incarnations into a very cheap thing. Intelligent people who follow Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions and the instructions of the Acharya, the bona fide spiritual master, will not accept a pretender as an incarnation of God. In Kali Yuga, the only incarnation is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Imitation incarnations take advantage of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Lord appeared within the past 500 years, played as a son of a Brahmana from Nadia, and introduced the Sankirtan movement. Imitating Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and ignoring the Shastra, rascals present themselves as incarnations and introduce their rascaldom as a religious process. As we have repeatedly said, religion can be given only by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. From the discussions in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we can understand that in different ages, the Supreme Lord introduces different systems and different religious duties. In this age of Kali, the only incarnation of Krishna is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he introduced the religious duty of Kali Yuga, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. The Vedic literatures composed by the omniscient Mahamuni Vyasadeva are evidence of all spiritual existence. Only through these revealed scriptures can all conditioned souls attain knowledge. Foolish people try to concoct knowledge by manufacturing something in their brains. That is not the real way of knowledge. Knowledge is Shabda Pramana, evidence from the Vedic literature. Srila Vyasadeva is called Mahamuni. He is also known as Vedavyas because he has compiled so many Shastras. He has divided the Vedas into 4 divisions, Sama, Rig, Yajur, and Atharva. He has expanded the Vedas into 18 Puranas and has summarized Vedic knowledge in the Vedanta Sutra. He has compiled the Mahabharata, which is accepted as the 5th Veda. The Bhagavad Gita is contained within the Mahabharata. Therefore, the Bhagavad Gita is also Vedic literature, Smriti. Some of the Vedic literatures are called Shrutis, and some are called Smritis. Srila Rupa Goswami recommends in the Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu, Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi, Pantratra Vidambina, Aikantiki Harer Bhaktirutpatayaiva Kalpate. Unless one refers to Shastra, Shruti, Smriti, and Puranadi, one's spiritual activity simply disturbs society. There is no king or government to check people, and therefore society has fallen into a chaotic condition as far as spiritual understanding is concerned. Taking advantage of this chaotic condition, many rascals have appeared and proclaimed themselves incarnations of God. As a result, the entire population is indulging in sinful activities such as illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, and meat eating. Out of many sinful people, many so-called incarnations of God are emerging. This is a very regrettable situation, especially in India. An actual incarnation of God never says, I am God, or I am an incarnation of God. The great sage Vyasadeva, knowing all, has already recorded the characteristics of the avatars in the Shastras. In this verse it is clearly stated that a real incarnation of God never claims to be in a real incarnation. According to the symptoms described in the Shastras, one could understand who is an avatar and who is not. The Lord does not have a material body, yet he descends among human beings in his transcendental body as an incarnation. Therefore it is very difficult for us to understand who is an incarnation. Only by his extraordinary prowess and uncommon activities, which are impossible for embodied living entities, can one partially understand the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.10.34. By two symptoms, personal characteristics and marginal characteristics, the great sages can understand an object. Bodily features, nature, and form are the personal characteristics. Knowledge of his activities provides the marginal characteristics. In the auspicious invocation at the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva has described the Supreme Personality of Godhead by these symptoms. O my Lord, Sri Krishna, son of Vyasadeva, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading Personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes, of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universe. It says, he is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge under the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of this material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. This verse, quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.1, links the Srimad Bhagavatam with the Vedanta Sutra with the words Janmad Yasayataha. It is stated that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, is the absolute truth beyond the material creation. This has been accepted by all acharyas. Even Shankaracharya, the most elevated impersonalist, says that in the beginning of his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, Narayana Paro Vyaktat, when this material creation is not yet manifested from the Mahat Tattva, it is called Avyakta. And when it is demonstrated from that total energy, it is Vyakta. Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is beyond this Vyakta, Avyakta, manifested and unmanifested material nature. This is the chief qualification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead when he assumes a particular incarnation. Krishna tells Arjuna that although they both took birth many, many times before, Krishna remembers everything about his previous appearances, but Arjuna does not remember. Since Krishna is beyond this cosmic creation, he is in the exalted position of being able to remember everything in the past. Everything within the cosmic creation has a material body, but Krishna, being beyond the material cosmic creation, always has a spiritual body. He imparted Vedic knowledge into the heart of Brahma. Although Brahma is the most important and exalted personality within this universe, he could not remember what he did in his past life. Krishna had to remind him through the heart. When Lord Brahma was thus inspired, he was able to create the entire universe. Remembering everything about the past and inspiring Lord Brahma to create are vivid examples of the characteristics called Swarup Lakshana and Tatastha Lakshana. In this invocation from Srimad Bhagavatam, the word Param indicates Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the word Satyam indicates his personal characteristics. In that same verse, it is stated that the Lord is the creator, maintainer, and annihilator of the cosmic manifestation, and that he enabled Lord Brahma to create the universe by infusing him with the knowledge of the Vedas. It is also stated that the Lord has full knowledge, directly and indirectly, that he knows past, present, and future, and that his personal energy is separate from Maya, the illusory energy. All these activities are his marginal characteristics. Great saintly persons understand the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the indications of the two characteristics known as Sarup and Tatastha. All the incarnations of Krishna should be understood in this way. At the time of their appearance, the incarnations of the Lord are known in the material world because people can consult the Shastras to understand an incarnation's chief characteristics, known as Sarup and Tatastha. In this way, the incarnations become known to great saintly persons. Sanatana Goswami, the color of the personality in whom the characteristics of the Lord are found is yellowish. His activities include the distribution of love of Godhead and the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. The incarnation of Krishna for this age is indicated by these symptoms. Please confirm this definitely so that all my doubts will go away. Sanatana Goswami wanted to confirm the fact that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the incarnation of Krishna for this age. According to the Shastra, in Kali Yuga, the Lord would assume a golden or yellow color and would distribute love of Krishna and the Sankirtan movement. In accordance with the Shastra and saintly persons, these characteristics were vividly displayed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it was therefore clear that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was an incarnation of Krishna. He was confirmed by the Shastras, and his characteristics were accepted by saintly people. Since Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could not escape Sanatana Goswami's argument, he remained silent on this point and thereby indirectly accepted Sanatana's statement. By this we can clearly understand that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the direct incarnation of Lord Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "O Sanatana, you must give up your intelligent tricks. Now just try to understand the description of the Shaktivesh avatars. There are unlimited Shaktivesh avatars of Lord Krishna. Let me describe the chief among them. Empowered incarnations are of two types, primary and secondary. The primary ones are directly empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and are called incarnations. The secondary ones are indirectly empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and are called Vibhuti. Some Shaktivesh avatars are the four Kumaras, Narada, Maharaj Prithu, and Parusharam. When a living being is empowered to act as Lord Brahma, he is also considered a Shaktivesh avatar. Lord Shesha in the spiritual world of Vaikuntha and in the material world, Lord Shesha in the spiritual world of Vaikuntha and in the material world, Lord Ananta, who carries innumerable planets on his hoods, are two primary empowered incarnations. There is no need to count the others, for they are unlimited. The power of knowledge was invested in the four Kumaras, and the power of devotional service was invested in Narada. The power of creation was invested in Lord Brahma, and the power to carry innumerable planets was invested in Lord Ananta. The Supreme Personality of Godhead invested the power of personal service in Lord Shesha, and he invested the power to rule the earth in King Prithu. Lord Parashuram received the power to kill rogues and miscreants. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya tajuskrutam. Sometimes the Lord invests his power to rule in a king like Prithu and enables such a king to kill rogues and miscreants. He also invests his power in incarnations like Parashuram. Whenever the Lord is present in someone by portions of his various potencies, the living entity representing the Lord is called Shaktivesh avatar. That is, an incarnation invested with spiritual power. As explained in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has spread himself all over the universe in many personalities through specific powers known as vibhuti. The expression of specific Maya powers is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam 2.739. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. Bhagavad Gita 10.41. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Thus I have explained specifically empowered incarnations. Now please hear about the characteristics of Lord Krishna's childhood, boyhood, and youth. As the son of Maharaj-Nanda, Lord Krishna is by nature the paragon of Kaishore, youth. He chooses to exhibit his pastimes at that age. Before his personal experience, the Lord causes some of his devotees to appear as his mother, father, and intimate associates. He appears later, and then appears later as if he were taking birth and growing from a baby to a child and gradually into a youth. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is eternally enjoying himself, and he is the shelter of all kinds of devotional service. Although his ages are various, his age, known as Kishore, pre-youth, is the best of all. That's from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. When Lord Krishna appears, from moment to moment, he exhibits his different pastimes, beginning with the killing of Putana. All these pastimes are eternally being demonstrated one after another. The consecutive pastimes of Krishna are being manifested in one of the innumerable universes moment after moment. There is no possibility of counting the universes, but in any case, some pastime of the Lord is being manifested at every moment in one universe or another. Thus, the Lord's pastimes are like the flowing Ganges water. In this way, all the pastimes are manifested by the son of Nanda Maharaj. Lord Krishna exhibits his pastimes of childhood, boyhood, and pre-youth. When he reaches pre-youth, he continues to exist eternally to perform his rasa dance and other pastimes. The comparison made here is very interesting. Krishna does not grow like an ordinary human being, even though he exhibits his pastimes of childhood, boyhood, and pre-youth. When he reaches the age of pre-youth, Kaishore, he does not grow any older. He simply remains in this Kaishore age. He is therefore described in Brahma Samhita as Navayovana. This Navayovana of free youth is the eternal transcendental form of Krishna. Krishna never grows older than Navayovana. Descriptions of Krishna's eternal pastimes are in the revealed scriptures, but one cannot understand how they are continuing eternally. Let me give you an example by which people may understand Lord Krishna's eternal pastimes. An example can be found in the zodiac. The sun moves across the zodiac day and night and crosses the oceans between the 7 islands one after another. According to the Vedic astronomical calculations, the rotation of the sun consists of 60 dandas, and it is divided into 3,600 palas. The sun rises in steps consisting of 60 palas. 60 palas equals 1 danda, and 8 dandas comprise 1 prahara. The night and day and night, are divided into 8 praharas, 4 belonging to the day and 4 belonging to the night. After 8 praharas, the sun rises again. I'll take a little break. I'll be back in a few minutes. As I mentioned yesterday, I have a phone call I have to take, and I'm really sorry, but just breaking early. Back within